Look, there's something we need to talk about. Something most men completely miss about themselves. You might possess one of the rarest and most powerful qualities a person can have, yet you're walking around completely unaware of it. We're talking about natural charisma, and here's the thing. If you have it, you probably don't even realize it because it feels normal to you. Charisma isn't about being the loudest person in the room or having perfect looks. It's not about memorizing pickup lines or trying to impress everyone you meet. True charisma is something deeper, something that radiates from within and draws people to you like a magnet. It's an energy, a presence, a way of being that makes others feel something when they're around you. Many guys go through life wondering why certain people seem to effortlessly command attention and respect, while others struggle to make any lasting impression. The truth is, charismatic individuals aren't necessarily smarter, better looking, or more talented. They simply possess an authentic magnetism that comes from being genuinely comfortable with who they are. Today, we're breaking down 5 clear indicators that you possess this rare gift of natural charisma. These aren't things you've learned or practiced. They're authentic parts of who you are that create an almost magnetic effect on others. If you've ever wondered why people seem drawn to you, why conversations flow easily, or why others remember you long after you've left the room, this will give you the answers. Pay close attention, because once you recognize these signs in yourself, you'll understand the power you've been carrying all along and how to use it more intentionally. Sign 1. People remember you long after you've left. Here's something that separates naturally charismatic people from everyone else. They leave an impression that lingers. You know you have natural charisma if people bring up conversations you had weeks or months ago, if they quote things you've said, or if they mention you to others when you're not around. This happens because charismatic people don't just talk to others. They connect with them on a deeper level. When you speak, you're not just sharing information, you're sharing energy, perspective, and genuine interest in the other person. You might notice this when people reference stories you told them, when they remember specific details about your life, or when mutual friends tell you that someone was asking about you. This isn't coincidence. It's the mark of someone who makes a genuine impact on others without even trying. Sign 2. Conversations flow naturally in your direction. One of the clearest indicators of natural charisma is how conversations evolve when you're present. You don't dominate discussions, but somehow the energy of the group naturally gravitates toward you. People start addressing their comments to you, asking for your opinion, or looking to you for reactions. This happens because charismatic people have a way of listening that makes others want to share more. You ask the right follow-up questions, you show genuine interest, and you create a safe space where others feel comfortable being authentic. You might notice this in group settings where you become an unofficial focal point without trying. People turn towards you when they speak, they make eye contact with you while telling stories, or they pause to gauge your reaction. Sign 3. You influence others without trying to convince them. Natural charisma comes with a subtle but powerful form of influence. You don't have to argue your point or work hard to convince others of your perspective. People naturally find themselves considering your viewpoints and often adopting your suggestions without you even realizing you've influenced them. This happens because charismatic people communicate with conviction and authenticity rather than desperation or manipulation. When you share an opinion, you're not attached to whether others agree with you, but your confidence in your own perspective makes others take notice. You present ideas in a way that feels like you're sharing valuable insights rather than trying to prove you're right. You might notice this when people start using phrases you use, when they mention trying something you recommended weeks later, or when they credit you with helping them see a situation differently. They're not just agreeing with you to be polite. They're genuinely influenced by your perspective because of how you present it. This type of influence extends beyond opinions to behaviors and energy as well. People might find themselves feeling more confident after spending time with you, or they might notice that they naturally adopt some of your mannerisms or attitudes. This happens because charisma is contagious. Your natural confidence and authenticity inspire others to tap into those same qualities within themselves. The most powerful aspect of this influence is that it's completely unconscious on your part. You're not trying to change anyone or convince them of anything. You're simply being authentic, and that authenticity has a natural influence on others. This separates natural charisma from manipulation or social tactics. Sign 4. People seek your approval and validation. Here's something you might not have noticed about yourself. People care about what you think of them. Even confident, successful individuals find themselves wanting your approval or validation, and they'll often go out of their way to impress you or gain your respect. This doesn't mean you're demanding or judgmental. In fact, it's usually the opposite. Naturally charismatic people are often very accepting and encouraging of others, but there's something about your energy and presence that makes your opinion valuable to others. They sense that your approval means something because it comes from someone who has high standards for authenticity and character. You might notice this when people dress differently when they know they'll see you, when they mention accomplishments they think you'll appreciate, or when they ask for your opinion on important decisions. They're not seeking validation because they think you're better than them. They're seeking it because they recognize something valuable in your perspective and judgment. This also shows up in how people respond to your praise or criticism. When you compliment someone, they light up in a way that seems disproportionate to what you said. When you express disappointment or concern, they take it seriously and often make changes based on your feedback. This happens because people with natural charisma have a way of seeing others clearly and honestly, which makes their opinions particularly meaningful. Another indicator is when people confess things to you or ask for advice about situations they haven't discussed with others. They trust your judgment and value your perspective, even on topics where you might not have obvious expertise. This trust is earned through your consistent authenticity and the way you handle information and relationships with integrity. This trust is earned through your consistent authenticity and the way you handle information and relationships with integrity. Sign 5. You feel genuinely comfortable in your own skin. Perhaps the most fundamental sign of natural charisma is an inner sense of comfort and authenticity that others can feel when they're around you. You're not trying to be someone else. You're not putting on an act, and you're not constantly worried about how others perceive you. This shows up in how you handle awkward moments, mistakes, or unexpected situations. Instead of becoming flustered, you remain calm and even find humor in challenging circumstances. This emotional stability makes others feel safe around you. You probably don't feel the need to constantly prove yourself or seek external validation. This doesn't mean you're arrogant. It means you have a solid foundation of self-acceptance that allows you to interact from a place of strength rather than need. Final thoughts. Recognizing and embracing your natural gift. If you recognize several of these signs in yourself, congratulations. You possess one of the most valuable social qualities a person can have. Natural charisma is a gift that can't be bought, learned from a book, or faked for very long. It comes from a genuine connection to yourself and an authentic way of relating to others. The beautiful thing about natural charisma is that it tends to improve with age and experience as you become more comfortable with who you are and more skilled at connecting with others. It's not dependent on youth, looks, or external circumstances. It's an inner quality that actually grows stronger as you develop greater self-awareness and emotional intelligence. Understanding that you have this quality can help you use it more intentionally in your personal and professional relationships. You don't need to change who you are or try harder to be charismatic. You already are. The key is simply being more conscious of the impact you have on others and using that awareness to create positive connections and experiences. Remember that with great charisma comes responsibility. People are naturally drawn to you and influenced by you, which means your words and actions carry extra weight. Use this gift to lift others up, to create positive environments, and to inspire the best in the people around you. Most importantly, don't let this knowledge go to your head or make you feel superior to others. True charisma is rooted in humility and genuine care for others. The moment you start using these qualities to manipulate or take advantage of people, you lose the very authenticity that made you charismatic in the first place. Your natural charisma is already working for you every day. Now that you recognize it, you can embrace it fully and watch how it continues to open doors and create meaningful connections throughout your life.